Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Thursday, September 5th, 2013. There's a lot going on in these markets. Let's jump right into the charts. We'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You're going to see that the futures are trading higher now by about 2 points. They have been flip-flopping around in the pre-market, up or down, give or take about a half a point or so, but they are now positive by about 2 points before the opening bell. Now, what traders really want to watch for today, since there is going to be, well, there already is a lot of news out there. First of all, just to go over a couple of the news events, you had the Bank of England and also the European Central Bank both leave rates unchanged. So the European markets seem to be pretty stable at the moment. You have the German DAX up about 0.1%. The FTSE 100, which is England, they can print their own money. They are up about 0.4%. The French CAC 40 is up about 0.3%, and Spain and Italy are both stable, at least at the moment. So they're holding up okay. But there's a press conference going on by the ECB President Mario Draghi at the moment. Just began at 8:30, just a few minutes ago. So we'll have to see if any action comes out of that or any movement, any statements that will move the market. There's also some chatter that Greece is headed for a third bailout. So I think traders are going to want to be a little bit aware of that. I don't know how true it is or if it's necessary at this time, but rumor is that it will be. And that is the chatter, at least at the moment, that Greece will be looking for a third bailout sooner than later. So we'll see where this market plays out and how it heads today. When we look at the Asian markets last night, they were mostly flat, but you did have a decent move, I believe, in the Hang Seng last night. So the Hang Seng, which is Hong Kong, that was up 1%. Also, the big move really last night in Asia also came out of the Bombay Sensex Index. So India with another surging move up over 2%. Yesterday morning, I had talked about watch for strength in the Indian ADRs, and sure enough, we could watch that again today. So stocks like Tata Motors starting to get a little bit of a move already. Infosys is another one. Not really doing too much there. That one's showing a little lower print. And then you have the IFN, which is the India Fund. Big move yesterday, and I suppose that could be fairly strong today. So the Indian market looks like it is catching a little bit more of a bid, a little bit of steam. They're trying to gain some value in their currency, and that's the story over there. But either way, the Bombay Sensex Index, which is India, showing some strength this morning and last night in the Asian market. So we'll leave it there at that. But watch for the Indian ADRs. They could be in play again today, especially if the U.S. markets are strong. Last night was the start of the Rosh Hashanah holiday, so again, watch for trading volume to be a little bit on the lighter side today. It was very, very light yesterday. The spiders in total, I believe, traded just 97 million shares, so I'm expecting another light volume day, possibly a same amount of volume or even a little bit lighter. So we don't want to get too excited here one way or the other. There will be a light volume market with the holiday being upon us. A few other things that we have out here today. You have the ADP job report coming out. Was released, I should say, at 8:15. It showed that 176,000 jobs were reported. That's pretty much in line with consensus, so we don't want to make too much out of that. The market seemed to be holding stable, so we'll just see how this all plays out. There will be more chatter about what goes on in Libya, and will there be an airstrike there, and what's really next. So again, that can always move markets, so be prepared for a little bit of volatility. But overall, we're looking for a light volume trading session today. The other thing that I wanted to bring up today was bond yields. Bond yields are really soaring and roaring today. They did hit 2.95%. So if you take a look at, say, the TLT, you'll see that was sharply, it is sharply lower this morning before the opening bell. Bond yields look like they want to go to 3%. I'm not sure if they'll get there today, but the TLT ultimately still wants to go lower, so you really want to be careful here. But bond yields hitting 2.95% this morning before the opening bell, and that's pretty significant. I'll put up a bond yield chart here, and you could see it for yourself. Yeah, I see the big move up in bond yields today, and this is about a little delayed, but nonetheless, you get the gist of it. So bond yields are moving higher. Markets don't seem to be too concerned about it, though, but nonetheless, expect them to get at least at 3%, maybe even a little bit more than 3%. I'm not sure if it will happen today, but it will ultimately happen, and I think that's something that traders want to watch for. We will have a couple of gap plays. We do have a couple of gap plays. There's not all that many today, but we do have a couple on the list. So if you're looking for the gap plays and you want them, please come over to the chat room. They'll be posted up in the chat room right around 9:30 in the morning. So again, watch for the gap plays if you want those. The morning gaps, they'll be posted up around 9:30 in the morning. One stock that I am seeing before the opening bell that is a little bit on the weaker side is LinkedIn. So LinkedIn again did a share offering a couple of days ago, and now the stock is trading a little bit lower. It was lower much earlier in the morning, but right now trading around the 234 level. I ultimately have this stock going down to around 226 before you see any kind of a bounce. So be careful with LinkedIn. If anybody is in LinkedIn, the stock really has some downside to around the 226 level from that share offering that they did a couple days ago. So just realize anytime you dilute your stock, yeah, your stock can go lower. And right now, I'm penciling this one in to go down to around the 226 level. So that's the level I'm looking at right now for LinkedIn. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to cover today. I think we've covered pretty much most of it. Gold and oil right now, gold is higher by about $3. It looks like oil is up about 60 cents. We're not going to make too much out of it. Both are going to probably stick around this range, especially with the Libya news. So if you want to take a look at the USO, you can see it right here. USO is slightly higher, around 38.50. If you take a look at the GLD, which is a good barometer for gold, that's trading around 134.42. It closed at 134.66 yesterday, so we're not going to make too much out of it. I don't really think gold or oil are going to really make any dramatic moves ahead of any U.S. congressional decision on a Libya attack. So let's see how that plays out. But again, I can't see these things really plunging just yet or shooting higher just yet. They're going to probably remain around these levels at least for the fair part of the day, unless some real big news breaks out. Alright, so with that said, everybody, I'm going to leave it there on the charts, but again, watch LinkedIn around 226 level. There could be a play there. We'll also have some gap levels for you if we get down there, and I will see everybody on the charts. Take care now.